Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Online Karting League. This is the Masters Division. We're a week late, but we managed to get online. We managed to get the boys on. 6 of the Masters available. There's supposed to be 3 more. Unfortunately, late withdrawals there. And because we couldn't get somebody to do the live stream to stand in for me at least, that means I'm on the live stream and not racing with the Masters Division. But it's okay. We hopefully will have an action-packed night with these boys putting on hopefully a really good show for us. Let's have a look at who's our entries for the night, and we've got about 5 more minutes remaining of practice. Don't let that 35 minutes on stream fool you. Carl van Rooyen currently leading the way there with Mark Pollard in second, Richard Clark, Stephen Koenig, Rian Tunes and Michael Freyt. So 2 new drivers, and Tunes and Freyt, that's the dads of the juniors drivers Diego and Santiago. So super excited to see the dads get involved as well. And we're also debuting a new overlay system tonight. Hopefully this looks a little bit better than the old Kart Racing Pro version that we have been using. We see Koenig and Tunes just having a bit of a fight there. I don't know what happened with my track map. Let's just quickly remove that. Or refresh that quickly. Still giving us an error there on the overlay, so let me just quickly see if I can fix that. As with everything in life, as soon as you try something new, you run into issues, so let's just see if I can get that sorted. Apologies about that, guys. We'll get that iron this out. It is a new version of this overlay, and the guy, it's a German guy, Finn Haupt, that's developing this, and hopefully we can get this resolved. Still giving us a little bit of an error there. Even though it is showing perfectly fine on my side, it does for some reason not want to load it. There we go. I think I fixed it. Yes, I have. Alright, cool. There we go. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It was a bit of a rush, but we managed to get online. Mark Pollard still trying to beat Van Rooyen as it stands. Pollard representing the against all odds kart. What's Kyle repping tonight? Kyle's not on track at the moment. So far the guys, they haven't been able to put in a good lap. Blake Creer has joined us now, so Blake is now online as well. That's fantastic to see. So we're up to 7 karts. And that makes me very excited. And Tunes not finding his rhythm as of yet. Is Blake on the track? No, Blake is not. Blake is in pits. Oh, all the newcomers spinning out. Koenig also making a welcome return tonight. Unfortunately, Koenig had steering wheel issues, but he's made a plan. I think he's packed up his rig to come race. Or using somebody else's rig to... which of course is fantastic, and that's proper dedication there by Koenig. I am, like I said, trying a new overlay, so you'll see everything on screen. Looks a little bit different to what you guys are used to, but hopefully it works fine. Big shout out to Finn Hope with these awesome bits of overlay that he's created for us, as you can see on your screen now. There's some extra bit of detail that you can add. We can put in the gaps to the drivers in front. We can add your last lap, fastest lap. So really, really nice bit of engineering and coding by our friend over in Germany. Mark Pollard clipping the curb there on the inside, not ideal. We're going to head over into qualifying, I'm assuming, in just a moment. It seems like Krier is not getting onto the server, and as I say that, we are heading into qualifying. Time for us to get on the track. Look at Carl van Rooyen sporting his CRG suit with a beautiful looking helmet. Not sure about his kart though, but that's what he chose to race tonight. Koenig coming out with his barrel. Let's go to Koenig. He's going to be the first one on track to try and do a good lap, so let's see what Koenig does. How did Koenig get behind Freyd? Did I miss that for a moment? Oh, I just need to enable my track map as well. Switched it off on my own screen, even though it's on for you guys. Does help looking at that. Just want to make sure sound's coming through fine, guys. Everything sounds okay on the stream. Thank you. If you can just comment and confirm. Right, Koenig's going to be the first one to put his lap on board. Koenig going into the hairpin at the bottom. He's going to go into the double right-hander now. Oh, that's not going to be a good lap. That's the end of Koenig's lap, and probably going to give a wave by for somebody else to go. And for some reason my camera doesn't want to... look, just have a look at your side. Everything seems perfectly fine on my end. So just maybe double check your own settings, buddy. Alright, so first one on the board with a lap would be Michael Freyd leading the way, 51.9, so that's not a great lap. None of the guys has put on a good lap as it stands. So Freyd has the first lap on the board. Mark Pollard hasn't, he's done a slow lap as well. So who's going to be the next to cross the line? That's the 164 of Clark now. That was Freyd. Carl van Rooyen goes up into first place now. Mark Pollard not good, getting a good lap in once more. Mark Pollard under pressure now. Oh, and he spins out. So Pollard not getting the greatest of starts in his qualifying session. We'll head over to Carl van Rooyen once more. Van Rooyen as well as relative not that clear. Okay, let's see if we can just upsize it for you a little bit. Is that a little bit better? Okay, cool. Thank you, Luca. Like I said, we're testing out a new overlay and all those things, so some teething issues we'll run into, but thank you for calling it out. Adding myself a little bit of extra admin during the course of the race night, but that's okay. Hopefully it looks better on your side. And that's ultimately the only thing that matters, really. Pollard now goes for his lap. finishes. Oh, Pollard now moves into first place with the slightest of margins. So Pollard is now 12 milliseconds ahead of Van Rooyen. So as close as it can get. Richard Clark not getting a proper lap on the board as of yet either. So let's see what Clark can do. Sorry guys, I'm just adjusting the track map for you guys as well. Let me know if that's okay. Hopefully that makes a difference. Right, let's have a look at the qualifying. My brain had to clutch there for a little bit just to get the overlays better for you guys. So we are currently on board with Antunes. Antunes going straight on, is going to skip that lap. We'll go with Richard Clark. Let's see what Clark does. Ooh, look at the lap by Mark Pollard. Pollard posted a 46.716. That will not be beaten. He parked that car. He's like, I'm done with qualifying before I lose my cool. So Pollard has posted the fastest lap so far, and that's 8.5 tenths the gap between first and second. So Pollard coming out to play. Now it's all about Van Rooyen and Clark to see if they can catch on to the back of them, or the back of Pollard rather. Clark can across the line now. Is he improving on his lap? 2.4 seconds is the gap still. So as it stands, it's all about Pollard versus Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen crossing the line, not improving this time around. 3 minutes to go. Mark Pollard has thrown down the gauntlet, getting rid of all the weight in his kart and maximizing his lap time. Obviously, the more fuel these guys shed during qualifying, the quicker the lap times will get. Considering they also have to keep in mind that their tires will fall off the longer they stay on track. So let's see what Van Rooyen does this time around. 8.5 tenths is still the gap. Looks much better through here from Van Rooyen this time around. As I say that, he spins his kart. Commentator's curse at its best. Clark running into some traffic there by Antunes, unfortunately. Clark not having it his way, but I also know Clark didn't do a lot of practice for tonight. Unfortunately, with a lot of work duties kept him out of the loop. So more of a arrive and drive situation, and unfortunately we're also missing Johan Labuschagne tonight, who has work function and unavailable for the race. Carl Van Rooyen getting past Clark there once more. Whoop, running wide every time I move over to Van Rooyen. So we are the curse at the moment. And then he gets in the way of Clark, but I don't think Clark has had a good lap either. So let's see Van Rooyen now once more. Let's do it on board. You get to see Van Rooyen fighting this kart. It is worth noting we are running fixed setup. Can hear him play with that throttle, fighting all the way. Oh, Van Rooyen almost flipping the kart there. Not ideal there by Van Rooyen. So that will definitely not be an improvement on that lap. He's got basically only one more go at this. So let's see Van Rooyen once more. Nope, as I say that, he sends it off into the abyss, losing his rear bumper there. And let's move over to any of the other drivers on track at the moment. Who's still available? Clark still trying to do a lap, as well as Antunes, 5 seconds off the pace. So like I said, Antunes and Freyd, both the first ever sim races. I see Koenig saying he thinks that that's all he's got in him. Koenig not feeling the lap times come towards him at the moment. Scribante is a very difficult track in any case, so to get into this track as your first sim race for Freyden and Tunes, a very, very unfortunate first race for them. And it's a daunting track. The track is very, very narrow. These black curbs or rubber strips on the inside of the curb, not ideal at all. If you touch them, that's the end of your lap. So it's about keeping those 4 tires on the black stuff off of the black rubber on the inside or outside of the track. And yeah, just making sure you put that lap together. But it is very difficult. Definitely difficult to get a good lap around Celso Scribante. And then if you have to go side-by-side racing as well, choose your battles on this track, because one error and you'll lose a bunch of positions. That's all she wrote for qualifying. Mark Pollard taking first place by 8.5 tenths from Kyle van Rooyen, really putting down his authority there, asserting dominance essentially in this qualifying session. It's almost 9 tenths the gap between first and second, and Pollard posted that laps with like I think 4 minutes to go, and he's like, I'm done, no one's beating this. Then van Rooyen in second with a 47.566. Then Richard Clark 1.5 seconds further back, so 48.2. Stephen Koenig with a 49.898, and then Michael Freyd on his first ever sim race 51.0, and then Antunes 51.77. And both these guys at the back of the pack at the moment, dads of 2 junior drivers, Santiago Freyd and Diego Antunes. So welcome, dads. Thank you so much for tuning in and giving the Masters Division a go. Super excited to have you guys race, and yeah, just take it easy. Let's change the overlay a little bit. Right, that's lights out and away we go. Yo, that was a quick start from everybody. That was so quick. Everybody got on the grid very, very fast there. Who's got the lead? Mark Pollard on the inside with Carl van Rooyen outside. Ooh, they had a little bit of a sideboard rub there. Van Rooyen now, he's got Richard Clark all over the back of him. I see a kart going off there. Unfortunately, the 148 of Michael Freyd. Richard Clark, he's still in third place. Ooh, he slams the brakes too hard. He's going to get his kart beached just a little bit there. Opening the door for Koenig to get down the inside. Ooh, Koenig makes a mistake. Oh, Koenig, you don't want to be going into that double right-hander over that curve. Definitely not ideal. Koenig realizing the hard way, unfortunately. We'll go back to the front. Mark Pollard leading the way with Van Rooyen right behind him. So this is where the battle is going to be at. It's all about consistency between these 2 drivers. They've had some good battles in the past. And we will just put the interval online. The gap in interval will be the same. No, it will be the gap to the next driver. So it just shows us, that's actually a nice little bit of a, shows us the gap between the driver in front and behind him. So that's great. Super good work here from Finn Hope with this application that he built us. So let's just have a look at Mark Pollard breaking away with the pack. So first lap done and dusted, with Kyle van Rooyen in second place. But we'll just go back one position. Koenig, I saw, had a moment there with, so he's currently in third. Richard Clark is in, yeah, Richard Clark's in third. There's a huge breakaway between first and second, and then big gap between everybody else. So a lot of mistakes from the guys at the back, but Mark Pollard and Carl van Rooyen breaking away very quickly and leaving the rest of the pack behind like this. No tomorrow for them. Clark in third place, Mark Pollard in first with Van Rooyen in second. Then we've got Antunes on his debut race in fourth, with Freyd in fifth, and then Koenig just fighting with him at the back there. Oh, Freyd climbing the curb there. Koenig ever so opportunistic there, grabbing the spot there. Thank you so much. I'll move myself up a position with his comeback fight. So Koenig has moved up one position, which takes Freyd to the bottom, with Antunes just in front of him. Ooh, number 148 Freyd there. Did he pitch his card? No, he just spun out there. I thought he just a dead silence there. But we'll have a look now. At the moment, we've got Koenig now going to have a battle with Antunes there. So Koenig is going to try and move himself up a position. Let's see if we can do an onboard with this fight. Oh, that's the rear battle. There we go. Antunes versus Koenig. Let's see what Koenig is able to do. Is he going to be able to get past Antunes? Oh, Antunes spins out in front. So Antunes demotes himself there, unfortunately. And that promotes Koenig up into 4th place, with Richard Clark in 3rd. And then we still have Carl van Rooyen. Ooh, Carl van Rooyen having a little bit of a moment. So Van Rooyen spins out, still in 2nd. The gap's still very, very big. So Van Rooyen still perfectly fine there in 2nd place, with leader and star of the field at the moment, Mark Pollard. Mark Pollard is all about leading this championship so far. Pollard wants maximum points and not force himself to use any form of a drop round. So Pollard, halfway through the race, leading by 5 seconds. Fastest lap so far, 47 flat, then a 47.2. So once again, Pollard and Van Rooyen, the standout drivers as it stands. And the only remaining driver in the 40s will be a 48.5 by Richard Clark. And then the rest of the field, Koenig, Antunes and Freyd in the 50s with their laps and 51s. Pollard breaking away properly. He's trying to continue on his merry way with his laps, keeping it consistent. You can see the rubber being laid down by the carts now. Only 6 carts, so the rubber takes a little bit longer to form on the track. Pollard is now going to catch onto the back of Freyd, I believe. So Pollard lapping the guys already. 11 seconds is the gap between 1st and 2nd. And then another 12 seconds. Oh, Mark Pollard making a mistake. Just giving us a thumbs up. All planned, all part of my game plan, says Pollard. Van Rooyen getting perfectly clean through that second 180s. Into a little bit of a hairpin we go there. And then the double right onto the timing loop. The start, or the finish. Rather, finish line. He crosses there now. 8.7 seconds is the gap. Even though Mark Pollard at the moment, his fastest lap is a 46.9, so still putting in absolutely belters of a lap. I see there's a battle brewing between Koenig and number 199 Antunes once more. As I say that they all move out of the way, let Pollard through. Well done to the back markers, behaving there. Koenig, I think he slowed down too much. He gave the position away to Antunes there. No, Antunes was ahead of him. He gave the position away to Freyd there. Well done, Antunes moving out of the way as well. Fastest lap is currently held by Mark Pollard. As you can see on your screen, it does give us a pink marker and a FL for fastest lap. So Pollard, but as I say that, only 16 milliseconds is the gap between Van Rooyen and Pollard when it comes to their fastest laps. So both drivers now on pace, starting to get into the groove once more. But Van Rooyen is still 9 seconds behind Pollard. And Van Rooyen now has to navigate Koenig moving out of the way once more. As I say that, Van Rooyen navigates himself wide there. Running wide, losing concentration just a little bit. 9.3 seconds is the gap. And we're one step closer to the final lap now. Just have a look at Clark. I believe is still driving completely on his own. Pretty much in no man's land. But then the really exciting battle is between Freyd and Koenig, I believe. And Antunes. Well, the guys are moving out of the way for Van Rooyen, who's navigating past. Oh, Van Rooyen once again having a big moment. Van Rooyen needs to get past Freyd. Freyd's getting in the way there. Ooh. There we go. Freyd staying on the outside. But Kyle Van Rooyen getting a little bit impatient and just slamming the brakes to get down the inside. Kyle doesn't have to do anything hasty. He's not going to catch Mark Pollard at the moment. So just make sure you keep it clean for the rest of the lap. Freyd is going to stay wide there. Nope, Freyd is not at all aware of Van Rooyen on his outside being lapped there, but okay, not a problem. Mark Pollard finishing the race, 2 more corners to go, double right, and Pollard finishes the race in first place for the final. And then we'll go on to Kyle Van Rooyen next to cross the line. And then let's just have a look here. Koenig and Tunes, I believe, had a bit of a battle there. No, that was Freyd. Yeah, okay, Freyd crossed the line in 4th place with Richard Clark in 3rd, Koenig in 5th, and Tunes in 6th place. So good stuff there. Clean driving overall, I believe. Not too bad. Wonder what happened to Blake Creer. I think maybe he missed an update and left it for a little bit too late to get online, and unfortunately not getting his updates sorted ahead of time. I am of course just speculating there, but generally speaking that is the case. Right, waiting on the drivers to finish, park their carts, so we can head into the final. Hopefully there'll be a bit more of a consistent race between Pollard and Van Rooyen. Maybe Clark has managed to get into the groove and understand the kart and the track. And yeah, maybe Clark could potentially fight. Potentially, that is. Lucas Sturman saying Kyle should send it. Yeah, make it exciting. Let the 2 AAO drivers have a proper battle. We are just going to wait for the session to be kicked over into the final. I think maybe the COC is just having a quick word with the drivers, the back markers specifically. Freyd vs Koenig vs and Tunes. Yeah, that was a good battle with you guys. Unfortunately, being lapped by the leaders saw that shuffle a little bit more. Alright, we're just waiting on Mark Pollard to join us on the track for this final race. Right, I believe we are in the start sequence. Alright, that's lights out and away we go. The start. Oh, nope. My screen said yes, but apparently not. This time the lights has gone out. Start of the race. We're skipping the first corner, going into turn number 3 as the start. Mark Pollard already celebrating this time around, going down the inside. Van Rooyen's going to try and cut back. Nope. Pollard's got that covered off, not leaving him any space to maneuver there. So Pollard getting the better start, with Van Rooyen just trying to settle in behind Pollard this time around and not trying to force anything that's not necessarily needed. Then Clark already falling off the back here. Van Rooyen now seems like he's got momentum. Van Rooyen's going to come at Mark Pollard now. This is going to be the battle between Pollard and Van Rooyen. Into the first corner we go. This is technically only the start of the first lap because the timing loop only kicked in now. Pollard already going on the defensive. Van Rooyen's going to try it around the outside. Track's too narrow through this first loop. Or second loop rather. This is the second loop technically. We skipped the first loop on this lap. Or every other lap because this is the layout we're racing. Van Rooyen is all over the back of Pollard. Ooh, we see Freyd there spinning out. He's got his cart stuck. Maybe not a button map to push his cart backwards there. Oh, Van Rooyen pushing Pollard. Sideways they go. He's still going to take the position. Mark Pollard might just want to settle in there. Not lose his cool too much and then live to fight another day. Yes, Pollard's going to just now tuck in behind Van Rooyen. So Van Rooyen's leading the way. Lap 2 done. And let's get the timing sheets up. And we'll show the gap to the leader as it stands. So 2/10 is the gap. Pollard is now in second place, so it's now driving seat for Van Rooyen. And Pollard now has to go on the hunt and try and manage to find his way through or past Van Rooyen. But Pollard doesn't seem like he's holding on to the back, so maybe Pollard has just lost his cool a little bit on that previous lap. He just needs to calm down, settle back in. 15 laps is the total. So this is going to be the battle that will follow as it stands. And unfortunately, Freyd retires in these first final momentum or advantage for Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen did have some consistency problems in the first race, in the pre-final. So maybe this time around we do see the battle between Van Rooyen and Pollard. As I say that, I just want to have a quick look at what's happening just further back here. The battle of the wooden spoon. Koenig versus Antunes. Oh, Koenig slamming the brakes, trying to avoid Antunes, and then he spins out. So we'll go back to the front once more. Van Rooyen versus Pollard. Carl Van Rooyen from the KZN region, and Mark Pollard, the sim racer from Cape Town. Both of them races for the Against All Odds racing team, which is a sim racing team specifically for sim races. And Kyle is still leading the way once more. Another lap done. Mark might just tuck in here and just sit here. No need to force a fight. We've got a long race ahead of them. We're only a third of the way when we cross this line. So 0.274 is the gap. Oh, big mistake there by Van Rooyen. Not that too big though, but he just might have lost a little bit. I say that, half a second. So he increased his gap still. 47.008 there by Van Rooyen, leading the way. Fastest lap. 2.5 tenths further back is Pollard. Now Pollard seems like he's starting to get into the groove. As I say that, commentators curse plenty tonight. Pollard having another moment there on the exit of the first loop. Second loop, rather. We'll head into the 180s now. First 180s done. Second 180s, and it's so easy to throw away your entire lap through these 180s. They are so technical because it's such a high braking zone. These karts don't like fixed setup, and the braking with them is not ideal. Pollard and Van Rooyen seems like they've got everything under control though. 6 seconds is the gap between first and third. So this is once more where the fight is at. But Van Rooyen still advantage Van Rooyen. And that is really something to behold tonight, because it was advantage Pollard most of the time. Just check that last lap. So once more, look at that consistency between Pollard's last... Oh, his last lap was his best lap, but look at the fastest lap from Van Rooyen and his last lap. So, wow, only 29 milliseconds the gap between his fastest and the previous lap. So that is proper consistency. Van Rooyen is really in the groove as it stands. So we'll just continue this fastest and last lap overlay, because I want to see what's happening here with another lap. As they cross the line once more. So, advantage Mark Pollard now. He managed to catch up somehow, because his lap was still slower than Van Rooyen. Maybe that was just in the first corner there. But now Mark Pollard is all over the back of Van Rooyen. He's caught up, he's in that slipstream. And now maybe Mark Pollard is starting to sniff something here. Not just two-stroke oil in his virtual visor, but he's maybe starting to sniff that first place once more. And Van Rooyen is going to try and hold on to this. Will he be able to, though? Van Rooyen jacking. You can see the jack on that kart. into that very hard braking zone after the 180s. Does seem like advantage Van Rooyen once more. Nope. Pollard was 3/10 quicker in that previous lap. So Pollard does have the lap time. They're both... Oh, look at the fastest lap, though. How does that work? It shows fastest lap, but then the last lap is different. I'm confused. Because both their fastest laps came up as a 46 point... Oh, the 10th is the gap between Pollard and Van Rooyen with their fastest laps. But that is very, very, very fast. And ooh, now back markers are coming into play. And this is where Pollard's going to pray that the back marker causes hindrance for Van Rooyen. But Van Rooyen's going to try and navigate through there without any issues. Steven Koenig moves out of the way, keeping it clean. Hopefully, yes, both of them get by. Thank you, Koenig. Van Rooyen wouldn't be too happy about Koenig not holding up Pollard. But this is a proper battle, though. Right, so let's see. 3/10 is the gap. Pollard and Van Rooyen still having a go at it. We don't want to move away from this because this is once again where the fight is at. Maybe we'll do an onboard with Pollard. Just see how he navigates the track. Running wide, missing the apex a little bit there. Oh, and touching that curb on the outside. On the exit of the last corner, you don't want to be doing that at all. That would cost him 3/4 tenths easily. Throwing that kart into the first corner. Touching the rubber, the black rubber or plastic strip. Once again, you don't want to be touching that. So Pollard is now not in the greatest of positions. But still 5 more laps to go, so he's got more than enough time. Oh, bogging down completely there. Pollard is losing his cool and is not in the greatest of spaces as it stands. Mark Pollard now, that gap would be even bigger, so really advantage Van Rooyen proper now is a big gap. 1.1 seconds is the gap now. Small mistake by Pollard is costing him quite a lot, and another mistake there, so maybe just concentration is starting to fall away there. See something else happening here. Oh, Pollard, Koenig staying out of the way of... Was that Antunes in front of him? So Koenig and... But they are both fighting on track though. And Richard Clark once more having the most boring race of his life. Just doing his own thing, securing 3 or 3rd spot. Maximum points that he has on offer tonight really. With Van Rooyen and Pollard checking out in front. Let's check the gap now as they cross the line once more. 1.3. So again, Van Rooyen is really in the groove. Has Mark Pollard accepted his fate there, giving us a thumbs up. Making another mistake there. Starting to get annoyed with himself, definitely. Back markers coming into play again, but wow, Antunes and Koenig is having a go at it since the start of this pre-final into the final. They've just, oh, now Antunes making a mistake. Koenig's going to get the opportunity to try and send it down the inside. No, he's not. He's not going to risk it. But they're going to have a big problem with the leaders. Oh, Koenig spinning out. Okay, he's staying out of the way though. That was heart stopper moments, in my opinion. Antunes moving out of the way completely, understanding that there's a big gap. Oh, Carl van Rooyen running wide. Oh, and he gets sent off. He sends himself off into the abyss. Van Rooyen throws away his own race there. Losing concentration. Mark Pollard giving us a thumbs up. Essentially being handed the victory on a platter there. Pollard getting very lucky. And that is heartbreak for Van Rooyen. Sending himself off the track into the tires. Has he managed to get his kart back on the track? Yes, he has. But that will be a time penalty, I'm assuming, as well. Which might... Nah, the gap is way too big for Richard Clark to get into the contention here. But wow, Van Rooyen throwing away his race there, unfortunately. My gosh, going from a 1.4 second, 1.3 second lead to a 7 second second place now. Kyle van Rooyen will be screaming under that virtual helmet. Definitely lost there by Van Rooyen. He had everything under control. Mark Pollard essentially just needs to bring this home now. 2 more laps to go. Pollard does have the fastest lap as well. Let me just bring up that fastest lap overlay. Just double check there. Yes. Okay. I don't know what the maths is there, but it's a 1 millisecond faster lap by Kyle van Rooyen. But the overlay is saying Mark Pollard's got the fastest lap. So I don't know how that worked, but anyways, Pollard starting the final lap. He's going to bring it home for us in the final. 2 laps to go. Essentially only leading 2 laps is Pollard. And that's the last 2 laps because Van Rooyen made a huge mistake. And as I say that, Kyle van Rooyen is out of the race. He's parked his kart. He's moved down the grid now. So that promotes Richard Clark into 2nd place. Richard Clark keeping his kart on the track, keeping it clean, staying out of trouble. And he's going to get 2nd place from Kyle van Rooyen, who has retired ultimately. That is unfortunate there. Mark Pollard celebrating, raising his hands in pure celebration. Easy victory. Not really. He had a lot to do. And Kyle van Rooyen having a big moment. And that's pure heartbreak there. Richard going to come home in 2nd place. Koenig also parking his kart, not finishing the race. Which means on debut, by just finishing the race, Antunes will be promoted into 3rd place. Antunes is going to take it home. And if I am correct, his son Diego Antunes on his very first OKL race also finished in 3rd place. So there's a trend between dad and son. Dad doing his very first race in OKL and he's promoting himself up into 3rd place, finishing the race. Did he? Yes, Antunes should have finished in 3rd. He's a lap down. So Antunes do 1 more lap, I believe. He was a lap down. But Van Rooyen retiring before the end of the race. Oops, Antunes is just sending it straight on. No cares. But that should have promoted Antunes into 3rd place. So, wow, guys. Not a lot of karts on track, but mega eventful race, if I'm honest. I just want to save this just in case. For Masters. There we go. Just in case my replays don't save on the server. So let's just have a quick look. Oh, all of that will disappear because the server was immediately rebooted. Guys, wow. What an end to the race. Fantastic stuff. Kyle van Rooyen, pure heartbreak there, if I'm honest. And Mark Pollard would be pumping a sigh of relief there because he moved himself up into 1st place after being in 2nd, not catching Van Rooyen, just holding on to him within a second, 1.5 seconds. But, yeah, not going the way of Mark Pollard most of the race. And then Van Rooyen threw it away. He threw it away, unfortunately, and Mark Pollard got promoted. And that means Richard Clark is in 2nd place, and I believe Antunes will finish in 3rd. And Eli, just... we have a technical non-compliance rule in OKL from this season. If you lose a side pod or nose cone, you will be disqualified, so you can't just go park your kart. That is the rule. You have to finish your kart in one piece. The race with the kart in one piece. So that's why the guys go park their karts if they lose a nose cone or a side pod. But yeah. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I know this was pretty much short notice for all of us. We needed to make sure we had at least 6 drivers, and we adhered to the minimum requirement. It was epic racing though between the 2 front runners, Van Rooyen and Pollard. So thank you guys for putting on a good show. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, for the OKL Pro League, which will be a very surprise track for everybody. Kalani in reverse. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be mega fun. Mega excitement and drama coming for that one, because that reverse layout is something to behold. We are super excited. We'll see you guys next week, Tuesday. And any of the guys that's tuned in at the moment, if you're around at the African Open Rotax event this weekend at Kalani, I will be there with a racing rig for OKL. Please come say hi, come jump in a rig, come test it out. We'll see you guys, well, this weekend if you want to come tune in. Otherwise, we'll see you next week for the virtual races. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening, and we will see you soon.